Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Paige and this is my open book. It's time already for another TBR video, which is crazy because I feel like it should not be time for August already. I'm just gonna throw that out there. But it is time once again for us to pull out our handy dandy TBR jar so we can see what books I might read in the month of August. So grab a drink, grab a snack, and let's see what books the jar picks out for me. Now, we're not going to talk about how successful my July TBR was quite yet. As of right now, not that great, but there's still a few days left in the month. I'm pre-filming this video, so I'm hopeful that I'll get through a few more of the TBR jar picks from July. So we'll see. I think I'm still going to pick 8 just to give myself options. I don't expect myself to read all 8 of them because I just know myself. Like, I'm way too indecisive when it comes to what books I'm gonna read. I just change my mind all the time. That's just the perks of being a mood reader, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna pick 8 prompts again, and then we're gonna see if I can find books on my shelves to match these prompts. Like I said, I'm gonna try to, this is really challenging me to pick what's like physical on my shelves because I need to put myself on a book buying ban like yesterday. I'm buying way too many books and I'm not reading because I just keep reading on my Kindle or listening to audiobooks. So we're gonna try to make all of these physical books if I can help it. Number 1, a classic. Oh boy, that is a very small section of my bookshelf that has like classic literature. So yeah, we'll see. Oh god, I'm already scared. Okay, that's 1. Let's see if I can keep count this time. Okay, here's number 2. Oh, with people or a person on the cover. My favorite kind of covers. That should be pretty easy. Okay, I feel good about that one. Okay, number 3. Ooh, a retelling. Ooh, I immediately thought of an audiobook. No, it needs to be a physical book. Gosh darn it. Oh Lord. Pick something from the bottom. I keep getting stuff from the top. I want that one. Okay. Number 4. Shortest book on your TBR. Woo! That's like winning a scratch off ticket when you get that one. Am I right? Because that's like an easy way to check something off your list. Okay. A billionaire romance. I'm immediately thinking of ebooks. Stop it. I've got to have physical books that are about billionaires. Oh, I see one. I see one. Oh crap, I lost count now. Dang it, I was doing so good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 3 more. Oh. Oh. Ooh, a queer romance. I have a lot of good ones for this. Ooh, hopefully I can pick something. I bought like every book by Alexandra Bellafleur after I read Truly Madly Deeply. So I definitely got options. But I'm also in the middle of another queer romance series, so I might get that. I don't know. We got options. That was number 6, right? Okay. 2 more people. Oh. Small town. Okay, that should be very easy. Ooh. Again, I'm only thinking of audiobooks and ebooks. I've got to have physical books that are small town though. Oh, I don't know actually. That might be harder than I thought. I don't know. Okay, that might be harder than I thought it would be. Because I feel like so many of those are on Kindle Unlimited, so I don't buy the physical books. You know what I mean? I think, ooh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, last one. Let's shake it up. Okay. Oh, we picked 2. Okay, there, I got one. Something by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Oh, that's exciting because I was actually just thinking to myself that it's been a while since I read something by her. Okay, I have like a whole stack up here. You can't see them, but I have like a whole stack of her books. I basically have every book she's ever written. The only one I don't have physically is I think the Carrie Soto one, but I actually have that checked out for my library right now. So like, does that count? Maybe so. So there's my 8 prompts. I'm gonna go get to work, finding books on my physical shelves, and then I'll be right back. Honestly, I'm a little intimidated by some of these. So let's go through them really quick. I do have a couple books that I know I'm going to be reading this month outside of the TBR jar picks. Let's go over those really quick. The only new release that's coming out in the month of August that I can actually read in the month of August is Beating Heart by Laura Pavlov. So I'll definitely be getting this on Kindle Unlimited when it's released. I think it comes out August 15th. This is the next book in her Magnolia Falls series. I'm still holding out hope. If you're new to my channel, the first book of the series was like one of my top reads of the year, but the other 2 were disappointing. So I'm holding out hope for this one. It's a single dad, so hopefully this will amp the series back up in my mind. We'll see. Then we have my book club pick with Katie for our Thrilling Romance book club. So for the month of August, we're going to be reading Sovereign by Raya Morris Edwards. I'm super excited about this. If you were in our July book club live show, you would have heard us go over the content and trigger warnings. This one seems really interesting. It's a dark cowboy romance, which I think is my first time reading one like that. And it sounds really hot. Plus, it actually has a pretty interesting plot too, where it sounds like she is unfortunately in kind of like a loveless, like toxic marriage. And I think he like rescues her in a way, but he's also supposed to be like her enemy, I think. So I'm intrigued. This sounds really, really good. I'm excited. It's on Kindle Unlimited, so be sure to download it so you can read it. And we're going to be having the live show on Katie's channel on August 29th, the last Thursday of the month, and it'll be at 7 p.m. Eastern. First was shortest book on your TBR, and it was an Agatha Christie book. This is one that my husband got for me off of eBay. I love Agatha Christie. She is my favorite like mystery author, and whenever I read a mystery or a thriller, I really just want it to be Agatha Christie. Like, let's be real, she's the GOAT. This one is actually set in the early days of World War II, and it's 2 detectives, or sleuths, she refers to them on the back. They are investigating something, and it's actually about 2 people that are working for Hitler as well. So very intriguing. It definitely seems like the typical Agatha Christie setup where it's a bunch of people in like a house together, like a boarding house, and there's a murder, so they have to figure out like who done it. You know, it's a classic setup, but she just does it for me every time. And this is only 180 pages. So this was the shortest book I could find on my TBR. And I'm excited. It's been a while since I've read an Agatha Christie, so I'm not mad about it. Okay, next is to read a retelling. And I knew I could count on Scarlett St. Clair for that. And I have Mountains Made of Glass by her. This is a fairy tale retelling. And I think it's inspired by a few fairy tales. I know it's about like a cursed village, and she finds a toad who ends up being like a prince or something. The princes banish her to live with their 7th brother, the one they call the Beast. She expects to be the prisoner of a hideous monster, but the Beast turns out to be exquisitely beautiful. So obviously that part is very much inspired by Beauty and the Beast. But like I said, I know she has a lot of twists that connect to other fairy tales too. So I thought this would be perfect for a retelling, and I'm excited. Plus this one is not long either. This is also pretty close to being one of the shorter ones. I think it's only, yeah, like 210 pages or something like that. So yeah, I thought this would be a good one. I'm excited. Next is a small town romance. I was going between a few, but one of my favorite small town romance authors ever is Lucy Score, and I've been like itching to read a Lucy Score book, so we're gonna read Mr. Fixer-Upper. This is like a home renovation, like reality show kind of setting in a small town. Yeah, it's a constant battle on set between this sexy, grumpy renovation reality star and his no-nonsense field producer. So I'm excited for this, and yeah, probably more so like fall winter vibes, but I don't care. Lucy Score is just one of my favorites when it comes to small town, and I've been missing her writing, so I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to pick one of her books up. Next was a queer romance. I really wanted to pick something by Alexandra Bellafleur, but then I would be starting a new series, And you know, I should probably finish a series I've already started first. So I'm gonna read Iris Kelly Doesn't Date. That way I can finish out this series by Ashley Herring Blake. And all of the romances in this series have been sapphic. And this one is no different. This one's a fake dating though. It's like, yeah, a fake relationship after a horrible one-night stand is anything but an act in this witty and heartfelt romantic comedy. So yeah. Iris is definitely the character in the other books that like brings like the comic relief. She's definitely a great character, so I'm excited to see her love story. The other two books in the series are like some of my favorite queer romances ever, so I figured this would not disappoint. Next up we have people/person on the cover. I had so many for this because I love buying covers with people on them. I just am a sucker for it. And I'm gonna go with this one called Summer Romance because summer is already like coming to an end in the month of August. So if I don't read this now, I'm gonna have to wait till next year to read it. So I figured I should probably pick this one out. But the good thing about this prompt is like, worst case, if it's time to read this one and I'm not really feeling it, I have other options. So I'm technically still fitting the jar into it. You know what I mean? So this is the one I picked. I've been seeing a lot of people rave about it. I wouldn't normally pick up a book with a cover like this. It just gives me like women's fiction rom-com vibes instead of like the kind of romance that I usually like to read. But let's be real, I'm sure I'm not the only one. Larry Reed's talked about this in one of her videos, and she did like a reading vlog, and just like her reactions and her commentary, like I had to buy this book immediately. Like if Larry Reed's loves it, I'm gonna buy it. So hopefully I will also be a fan. This one is also interesting because I know the characters are older, and I think she's a single mom too, so I'm excited. How many times have I said I'm excited in this video? I don't know. Okay, ooh, this one's fun. Okay, Billionaire Romance. Again, there was another one I was kind of thinking about, but again, I would be starting a new series, which this one might turn into a series at some point, but as of right now, there's only one book out, so it's fine. I showed off this beautiful copy in my mid-year freakout tag video, but this was a special edition I got at Barnes & Noble of One Cursed Rose by Rebecca Zanetti. Never read anything by this author before, but I couldn't resist this beautiful edition. This one, I believe both of the characters are billionaires, or they're at least in like billionaire families. But yeah, they're both heirs to these like giant media mogul type companies, and I think it's like an enemies to lovers kind of situation. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. But I thought this would be good because it's not like your typical billionaire romance. The fact that they're both kind of in the billionaire world, I think will give an interesting dynamic to it. Okay, next was a book by Taylor Jenkins Reid, which I figured it was good timing because I actually just checked this out from my library. I don't have to return it until August 24th. So I figured August would be the perfect month for me to read this one specifically. Like I said, I own like all of her other books, but I figured I should read this while I have it. This is the one that I've been on the fence about, which is why I got it at the library instead of purchasing it, because I'm not usually a big like tennis person or like a big like athletic person, so I don't know if I'm gonna like this one. I've also heard this main character is not exactly the most likable, but I've heard some people still absolutely love it. She's also a side character in one of the other books that I read by her, Malibu Rising. This character is a big one in that story. So I'm definitely intrigued, but I was like nervous to buy it. So we're gonna read it from my library because that's the best part of having a library card. This one is about a tennis player who's kind of like making a comeback for herself later on in life. And finally, oh, we had a classic. And my favorite classic author is Jane Austen. Yes, I'm a basic bitch like that, okay? Don't judge me. I have this collection of 4 Jane Austen books in one. I'm probably not gonna, I'm gonna see if maybe I can get it on my Kindle or something, because this is definitely like bulky to hold. I don't know why I bought this. I should have just bought the individual books. But anyway, I'm gonna read Persuasion because I've never read that one. I've read Pride and Prejudice before. I'm pretty sure I've read Emma. I don't think I've read Sense and Sensibility, but that one doesn't intrigue me as much, but I haven't read Persuasion. So I'm excited to read that one. Just in case you're not familiar with the story, it does say a little blurb in the front that I can read to you. 7 years earlier, Anne Elliot broke off her engagement to the man she loved. When the opportunity arises for her to renew their romance, will she overcome the social strictures that made her earlier match seem ill-conceived. We love a second chance romance, and in a classic setting is no different, hopefully. But I don't know, I feel good about it because I used to love reading Jane Austen when I was like in high school and I wanted, you know, to be smart. I would only let myself read like classic books. So I am a Jane Austen fan, so we'll see if I'm still just as into it now that I've been reading romance so much for the past few years. We'll see. It's been a long time since I've read a classic, so hopefully it's not too hard for me to get into. All right, that's gonna be it for my August TBR. Give this video a like, leave a comment down below telling me what book you're gonna read in the month of August, or if you read any of the books that I talked about, let me know your thoughts. And be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss future videos, and you can see my wrap up to see how many of these I actually read at the end of August. See you next time. Bye.